All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders that greet millstone and taught us his truth. Honors and salutations to the elect. Shalom to the ones that died in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because the dead in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall rise first. All right? And to the women and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son, which the Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he's going to deliver us out of this captivity that we're in. My name is Ma'aka'ala Bungad Munyasharala, here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with the Watchman Philadelphia camp, and I'm here to do another segment to remembering famous men, because those men are what? They're right back here on the earth, and the Lord is about to reveal who they are. All right? So this is, we're going to hop in back in Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, the 46th chapter, starting at verse 1. It says, Yahushua, the son of Nav, was valiant in the wars and was the successor of Moses in prophecies, who according to his name was made great for the saving of the elect of the Most High and taking vengeance of the enemies that rose up against him, that he might set Israel in their inheritance. Now that's talking about who you would call Joshua, man. Because he was riding with Moses, but Joshua was able, he fought the battle in Jericho and all that, man. And Joshua was, he was a beast back then, and he's back here right now, all right? And he was here for what? The elect of that time. But you have an elect in all different histories of Israel, man. All right? It's all about the elect. That's why I say he was for the elect, man. All right? And Joshua was what? He was the deliverer at that time. But Yahweh Shai is the ultimate deliverer, man. All right? It says, how great glory gat he when he did lift up his hands and stretch out his sword against the cities, who before him so stood to it, for the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai himself brought his enemies unto him. It says, did not the sun go back by his means, and was not one day as long as two? So the Lord, in that one battle, when they was fighting, the Lord held back the sun. He kept the sun up there in the sky so they could keep battling, And that was what? That was a miracle. And it was called by what? Joshua's mouth, man. So that's showing spiritual powers, man. Which these men that we're reading about, these famous men, all possess those powers. And they're all back here right now, and they're going to be given those powers right here in Babylon, or wherever they're on the four corners of the earth that they're driven. All right? You're going to see some Marvel comic type things, man. I believe I brought that out in the last segment. But you have to be patient and wait on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Nothing is done before its time. All right? And it might seem like it's time to drag and it's going on and on and on. But as the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter says, the vision is yet for an appointed time. All right? It will speak and not lie. Though it may tarry, wait for it. Okay? It says, did not the sun go back by his means, and was not one day as long as two? He called upon the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, when the enemies pressed upon him on every side, and the great Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai heard him. All right, so it's not that going to happen in these days when our enemy going to come in like a flood. It says the name of the Lord is a strong tower. All right, and his elect, his men, going to run to it and going to be saved through that name. So you have to know the name. The name is very important. which people like to play around with it, man, and call them all types of different names. And the Lord is going to tell you he wasn't dealing with you. Even the ones that call on his name, you know, if they're not sincere, you know, they're dead. Yo, the Lord going to say, depart from me, I never knew you, you know. And I believe that's in the book of Matthew the 10th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. But don't quote me right on it, all right? It says, and with Salak, verse 6, it says, and with hailstones of mighty power, he made the battle to fall violently upon the nations, and in the descent of Betharam, he destroyed them that resisted. He destroyed them that resisted, that the nations might know all their strength, because he fought in the sight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and he followed the mighty one. Right? So that's what we gotta do, follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And yo, we coming back into what? A war. Alright, we already in spiritual warfare, but yo, the Lord is gonna have it where the spiritual realm meets this physical realm, and that's going to be your war in heaven. Which you can go to the book of 2nd Ezra 13 and 31, and that talks about the different realms fighting against each other. You know. So the warriors, man, you're seeing all types of sights of UFOs, a lot of sightings, man, and now these people, they can't deny it because they like, yo, the jig is up, the information's out there. We gotta start telling these people the truth. They do exist. Because they're going to keep showing up, just like they try to deny what we're saying is the truth. They kept trying to deny that. But what? The Lord put the spirit on men to keep bringing out information and information and information, starting with the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and the brothers that fall under that umbrella. All right? Exposing Esau. So now it's undeniable about the lies that's been put up by E, man. You know? It says in the time of Moses also he did a work of mercy. He and Caleb, which is Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and that they withstood the congregation and withheld the people from sin, and appeased the wicked murmuring. And of 600,000 people on foot, they too were preserved to bring them into the heritage, even unto the land that floweth with milk and honey. All right? It says, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua gave strength also unto Caleb, who remained with him unto his old age, so that he entered upon the high places of the land, and his seed obtained it for a heritage. So the Lord gave him strength all his days, even in his old age, so he can make it to the promised land of that time, man. Make it into the land flowing with milk and honey, a good land. A land that the Lord set apart for his people. All right, but what we do, we always mess up. But you had triumphanters of Israel, man. And that's what we're reading about, these great men, these valiant men. These men of the Lord, man. The famous men of Israel. Okay? It says that all the children of Israel might see that it is good to follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So, yo, you're going to see it again. You know, you're going to see that it's good to follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because it was written aforetime, and it's coming to pass now. The men that you see out here teaching, the Lord got them hidden in plain sight, even amongst Israel, man. You know, brothers don't know who brothers is. They have an idea of who they are, and that's through the spirit of reading and having discernment, you know, and actually knowing a brother, talking to him, seeing his labor, seeing his work. All right? The Lord is going to reveal all these things, man. And we coming into what? 2020 next week, man. What's the day? Saturday? Well, it's actually Sunday, because it's 2:55 in the morning. All right? So you got what? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 more days. Understand that. 3 more days, man. And you're going to be in a so-called new year. All right? And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua going to bring this place to his knees, man. All right? It says, let their bones flourish out of their place, and let the name of them that were honorable, Salakia, that were honored, be continued upon their children. All right, so their names is going to be honored upon their children, which everybody knows these names, man, that we're reading about. You know, it says Samuel, the prophet of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, beloved of his Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, established a kingdom and anointed princes over his people. So Samuel was anointing these people, man. It says, by the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he judged the congregation, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua had respect unto Jacob. By his faithfulness, he was found a true prophet. And by his word, he was known to be faithful in vision. All right? Because, he was out, Samuel was a heavy dude, man. And he was prophesying. That's why you think King Saul wanted to go, he did that wicked act by having that soothsayer, that woman with the familiar spirit, bring him back. Because he wanted to know who was going to win the war. And he was already in the spirit world chilling, man. He like, why you bring me back here, man? After everything he told him, he prophesied. And that's how that's how they knew it was a prophet among them. And back in the ancient times, when the prophets came around, people didn't know if they was coming to bring blessings or curses. Because the Lord always sent out his men before death and destruction was going to come on the place. And the people ain't want to hear that because they were so used to living their ways that they've been living. All right? They were so used to living those ways, being comfortable. The same way the people are right here in Babylon today. They're comfortable with being wicked, man. Comfortable living in this society. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is about to trash this place. Without a shadow of a doubt. All right? It says, verse 16, he called upon the mighty Yahweh Bashem Yahushua when his enemies pressed upon him on every side, when he offered the sucking lamb. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thundered from heaven, and with a great noise made his voice to be heard. That's heavy, man. So the Lord made his voice to be heard. He thundered from heaven. Damn. It says, and he destroyed the rulers of the Tyrians and of the princes of the Philistines. And before his long sleep, he made protestations in the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, his anointed. I have not taken any man's goods so much as a shoe, and no man did accuse him. And after his death, he prophesied and shewed the king his end, and lifted up his voice from the earth in prophecy to blot out the wickedness of the people, man. And that's the segment that we're going to stop right there. Because Samuel is talking about King Saul. When he said he testified, he prophesied in his death, he was already in the spirit world. He had already prophesied to him like, man, you going... He prophesied his death and his demise, man. Because he told him, look, you going to go to war, and you going to die, and your sons are going to die. So that's heavy, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and these men, these ancient men are right back here right here on the planet, man. Doing the same thing that they was doing in their past lives, man. So you have to remember that, and you have to, that should constantly be on your mind. And you got to read about them and the things that they went through, because, I'm telling you, they're about to have them powers again. Joshua, where he stopped the sun, he made the sun stay in the air. The Lord rained down on our enemies, man. So he was always with his men. You just have to believe, and you got to believe in the names, and you have to follow them. It's all about the elect, and the 1/3 are going to follow. The 2/3 are going to be cut off and right here in Babylon or wherever they're scattered. They're going to get it by death by pain. So with that, man, I hope that this section of, my series is edifying. And until the next lesson, I'm going to say Shalom Yasharala and death to America. We almost home. 2020 is going to be a hell of a year. Shalom.